will you invite to sit at the table to create your dream design? Will you be seeking input from a contractor, a carpenter, interior designer, architect, painter, roofer, your next door neighbor, or maybe even the kid across the street? So if some or all of those sound like possibilities, in this video I have some very important recommendations for you to consider, that can help you get more clear and confident, and to get you thinking about what tradespeople you actually may need to consult with to bring about the desires of your heart, the results that you're seeking for your spaces. So if you're looking to do any modifications within the layout or make any changes to those aesthetics in your interior spaces, you may find it helpful to hear what I have to share with you today. So if you're excited to learn more about all of that and more, then stick around. I'd love to have you join me. And I would also appreciate your support by liking and sharing. And if you would like to become a subscriber to my channel, you can do so by hitting the bell, and that way you get the notifications when I post, which is once a week. So that way you won't miss any of the content. It also helps YouTube know that my channel is providing value and helps keep me out there so that I may be of service to you on this platform. So know that I appreciate your support. Excuse me. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Design Beyond the Visual. I'm Heidi Smith, your decorating coach and energetic advisor for you, your home, and your workplace spaces. And if you're new to this channel, a big welcome to you. And for those of you who are new to me, you'll quickly learn I look at things pretty differently than most interior designers. Aesthetics and function are certainly important to me as well, but here's where I'm quite different. I bring a unique consciousness to my work, which is based on the ancient and sustainable energetic system called Vastu. It's an ancient science and wisdom comprised of very beautiful teachings, and it's been around for over 10,000 years. Vastu, which originated in India, allows us to make adjustments to our physical spaces by energetically aligning our buildings, our dwellings, our homes to the elements of nature. And when we are aligned with nature's support within the spaces, we live in and work from, we experience less stress and make space for more joy, harmony, and fulfillment for the lives we're living. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't need that? In essence, I'm here to help you create sacred space for the homes you live in and the places that you work from. This is my passion. It is most certainly my calling. And it is my great pleasure and honor to serve you through this powerful portal. So let's start right off the bat by getting clear on who can help you best with what your needs are or will be around your design, build, or decorating considerations, so that you can avoid any potential confusion with a big or even a small space project. My number one recommendation, hold on. When you're seeking help around decision making for your project, do yourself a favor by avoiding any potential confusion, staying clear of seeking or even receiving any unsolicited advice from those who do not know what they're talking about. What do I mean? Who am I referring to, you might be asking? If I had a nickel for every time I heard someone say, well, you know what, I asked my neighbor what color they would use, or I asked my UPS guy what their favorite tile choice from the 5 tile samples I had on my counter. I asked so-and-so what they thought about, where should I stop and start the tile backsplash application? Blah, blah, right? Okay, I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. It's not like you can't get ideas from others. You can do that and, do that. But advisement from those who will not or cannot see it from your eyes, or aren't trained to see it from your eyes, perspective or personal needs and function, it's a whole nother thing. So let's start with this. There are overlaps in trades between the role of the contractor, an interior designer, or an architect, for example. So if you're needing something built, that's a contractor. If you are needing a design, call upon an interior designer. Or if it's an extensive modification, call upon an architect. call upon a painter to paint, the plumber to plumb, and so on. And if you seek advice from these trades, listen to them and quit asking your neighbor, the UPS person, or the kid across the street what they would do. This is a sure way to get way off track, get utterly confused, and stir up a whole lot of unnecessary anxiety for yourself, and ultimately get what your neighbor or the delivery person wants, not what you want. So what I'm trying to impart here is don't overlook the value that any of these trades brings to the project, to the table, to the overall satisfaction for your desired end result. But know their role or roles at the same time. For example, you can ask your contractor all day long if they think this color works with the other components in the room, or which one of your 5 different tile choices they like best, and they'll probably have an opinion. But in my humble opinion, that is a lane they probably need to stay out of, because their focus isn't on the best color and the best application for your finishes. Their focus, their expertise, their job is building the interior or exterior, and ensuring that the corners are plumb and the supporting structure is sound and stable to support the finishes you are applying and in the way you want for that specific application to look and feel, by the way. They bring to life or build the vision you want, but ask them their opinion on the what or how in the design approach process. You might get a response like, well, you know what, we did this at another customer's house and they loved it. We laid the tile this way and that, and it looked great. Okay, but is it gonna look great in your space? No 2 spaces are alike, nor are any 2 customers or people alike, right? What works for you? What do you like? What makes your heart sing? And if you don't know, do a little research or self-inquiry, or hire the professional best suited for this role and listen to those creative ideas, choices, and selections they're so good at recommending. I had a client recently reach out to me and tell me that they wanted to finish their kitchen and loved the idea of using a gray and white stone countertop. And they showed me the image, and it was beautiful. I loved it too. However, when they showed me the rest of the images of the almost completed kitchen, they already had the walls faux painted, and that's a big expense. And there were other supporting design elements that had been implemented as well. So now I'm faced with a client who wants one thing, but it's not going to work. And it's my job to tell them, it's not going to work and why it's not going to work. And I want for my clients to have what they love. So that's a tough place for me to be in. But I have to point out the limitations of what they have. And that's not the fun part, of what I do. So it would have been great if I was involved in this prior to any of that starting, but I wasn't. And that could have been, and I don't know this for a fact, it could have been that they did ask the faux painter, hey, does this go with this? And the faux painter paints. So, but there needed to be a direction. There needed to be a plan. And again, I would have preferred to be in on this from the beginning, so I could have created the roadmap for all of us to follow and get the client everything their heart desired. And listen, I realize we all have to contend with our own personal budgets. I'm not any different in that department. But what I'm trying to convey to you is have the big picture in mind and say to yourself, is this investment worth it to me? Well, I need help with this or that. And I'll say it again, hashtag, you gotta have a plan. The right hand needs to know what the left hand is doing. Boundaries and responsibilities, they can all get skewed and confused, and all of a sudden you've eaten up your time and energy by querying everyone except those who actually have that knowledge and vision. So don't ask your contractor what color of paint to paint your kitchen. Their role is to build. And yes, I know of contractors who will tell you they do the design and build. But unless they've got someone on their team who's good at, or whose role is aesthetics, I wouldn't put my faith or money on the contractor to make important functional and aesthetic choices for the project. And by the way, the contractors I have worked with throughout the years don't like being put in that role either. Just, food for thought. So now I realize everyone's got a budget and not everyone can afford a multifaceted team of creatives, but at the very least, consult with the right tradesperson to help you create a design plan so that important finish, functional, aesthetic, and in my case, the energetic approach is clear, where you can proceed with confidence and get the cohesive results for your space, where you spend your money wisely and mindfully too. You deserve all that, and I really want that for you. So, will you only be needing a contractor or a carpenter? Maybe it's a designer, an architect, or just a painter at the seat of your design table. Ask yourself that. Before getting any of these trades involved in your project, learn more about how they can help you individually and collectively. And I know budget can be a constraint, and hiring a designer or an architect will add to the overall budget. However, what is often overlooked is how that expenditure actually adds to the value of the home and to the value of those living within the space. I'm talking about the time you get to enjoy with, what you've created in the space. That's value, and you can't put a price on that. So that concludes today's video, and I hope you found it helpful, and I would really love to hear from you in the comments below. And I appreciate your likes, shares, and subscribing to this channel, so I can bring you even more design ideas and tips, plus good Vastu considerations for your homes, spaces, and the dwellings that you live in and work from. So until next time, everybody, I wish you all good Vastu. Bye now.